Hi, everybody. Miriam has promised that she's going to be here soon, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. She's Miriam. She'll be here soon. I'm Chris. I'm also one of the co-founders, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for daily updates.
Or just updates. Just regular updates.
I'm sorry, somebody pushed my microphone away.
Just for updates.
Just for updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. I'm sorry, I was here. I was just chatting in the hallway. So let me just put myself together.
Okay.
Ta-da!
And I had the bit rate turned up way too high. I turned it right to the right amount, and so...
Well, good job.
If you're getting stuttering on the other end, that's why.
So sorry.
Anyway, these live streams help us be accountable and stay on track. So thanks for joining us on our keto journey.
That's what I meant to say.
Looks like we got Dennis here and Purple Love and Nana.
Hello.
Dennis is making jokes about the points about a period.
Oh, okay.
Like the punctuation. Period.
That's.
Let's see. Betsy says, "Hi, Debbie. Platte River Keto is here.
Hi, Scott.
So is Lori.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Lori.
Okay,
Hi, Dennis.
I think that's where I was when I launched the thing. So
okay.
Anyway, Lynette says, "Good morning, everyone. I enjoyed a Keto Chow
Lynette.
orange mango for the first time today. I enjoyed half of it with my first meal, and we'll have the other half with my second meal. It keeps me from falling off the wagon."
Nice. We had orange mango. We made Joe and Rachel's shrimp, coconut shrimp with orange mango. That's what I'm having for lunch today. I'm super excited about it.
Nice.
It was so good.
I had the bit rate set too high because I was recording a presentation for my dad using this setup.
Right.
He came in and I set it to a really high bit rate so that when we edited it down, it would still look good.
Okay, cool.
Anyway.
And then you're like, whoops, got to change that.
Whoops, indeed. I was like, why am I getting red and orange? Anyway.
You're so purple today.
Maybe. Let's see. Betsy says, "Happy Mother's Day to you."
Thank you. Thank you.
Becca says, "I think
Day
I'm the only one who
too.
doesn't like the chai latte." No, everybody has different tastes. And some people think that it tastes very floral, and other people think it tastes absolutely amazing. And guess what? They're both right. Actually, I don't think it tastes floral at all, but that's okay.
Look
it doesn't
how
have
funny
any
my sunglasses
flowers in
look
it. It just has
with
spices.
the green screen.
Yep. Wow, that's
super funny.
That's super weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, Crafting Carnivore says here, "Hope everyone had a good Mother's Day." I had a nap.
Yeah. I had a good Mother's Day.
Yeah, we were supposed to play Killer Bunnies in the Search for the Magic Carrot. And I just went upstairs to just chill out for a little bit and ended up sleeping from like 5:30 till 8:30.
Yep, and we did play Killer Bunnies without him.
Oh, just you and Sam?
And Ruth.
Oh.
But we only played for like a half an hour, so it didn't
okay.
really get very far.
We did play Monopoly Mega, which is faster and it has more properties.
Yeah, I like that game.
Anyway, Mike says good morning. Let's see. Jacques says hello, everyone.
Hi, Jacques.
Lynette is here as well.
Lynette.
So is Keto in the Midst.
Hello, Keto in the Midst. How
Jody
are you?
says good morning. And Gina
Hi, Jody.
is here also. Good morning.
Hi, Gina.
And Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
Keto Chow is here. I don't know what they're doing.
I know them.
Bubbles Has Rules is here from Maryland.
Hello,
And Jennifer
Bubbles.
says good morning, beautiful people.
Hi, Jennifer.
Donna says your lips and sound don't match. Try refreshing the page that you're on.
Yes, that might help.
More than likely, that's that's what's going on. Let's see. Oh, and Donna says, yeah, it's fixed now. Cool.
Hi, Cindy.
Jack says the shrimp sounds yummy.
It is. It is.
Cindy
super
got a surprise subscription box today.
Yes.
There was some interesting discussion on the Keto Chow Facebook support group. Somebody didn't like a particular flavor, and they're like, is there any way to tell Keto Chow never ever send me a flavor?
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
well, don't order that flavor.
That's the way.
That would be the way.
Don't get the surprise box.
And don't get the surprise box if there are
'Cause
any
it's a
flavors that you don't
surprise.
like, because you may and probably will get that flavor that you don't like. Let's see. Bob says, good morning. Changing between Arizona time to Chicago time.
Oh, wow.
And your bouncing schedule. I'm so confused.
I feel it.
Now, I did
feel that.
schedule this, and I put the cool thing about a YouTube scheduled recording is
Yes.
it tells you in your local time
Right.
when it's going to start, and it has a little countdown.
And I'm sorry that we changed the time. It's been years since we changed the time. So I just want to go to water aerobics on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And
Yep.
it's at 8 to 9,
That reminds me.
which means I can't get here and dressed in 15 minutes. So I want to be showered and clean and not chloriney. So Chris was nice enough to change the time for me.
And I turned off the vacuum for you.
And you can turn it back on again because I
Yeah,
left.
that's what I'm going to do right now.
Thank you.
Ta-da! Vacuum's running. That just made me think about it. They say Laura is having most of my Keto Chow warm.
It's because you
It's a
know
good way
it's
to do
good.
it.
Yeah.
Donna says, oh, and good morning from Texas.
Good morning, Donna.
Betsy wants to know, is this a permanent time? Yes, our Monday live stream is going to
changed.
be at 8,
To 10 Mountain.
noon Eastern
Noon
time.
Eastern.
That does give Joe and Rachel a bit more breathing room on
Yeah.
Keto Beyond the Couch as
Yeah.
well. So, yeah. Becca says, I didn't get floral from chai latte, just an unpleasant aftertaste.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Some people like it, some people don't. Some people really like peaches and cream.
I really like black licorice.
There you go. If everybody had the same taste, they would all be trying to kiss my grandmother, which is what my grandfather never ever said, but
Yeah,
a
okay.
comedian said it, and I think it's funny.
It is funny.
Carrie says, I hope you had a great Mother's Day, Miriam.
Thank
Susan
you.
is
I
here, so
did.
is Alan. And Emily says, Happy Mother's Day, Miriam.
Thanks, Emily. You too.
Lori says, I totally fell asleep yesterday just like that and missed most of the evening. Hate it when that happens. Well, and one of the things that I actually feel really bad about missing is every Sunday we go through the calendar
Yeah, for
and
the
talk
next
about
2 weeks.
everything that's going to happen. And then we just touch lightly on what's happening the following week after that. And so there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, except we've got things going on that day. It's like, oh, yeah. And usually we're all there for that, but I wasn't. I was asleep.
And
Although,
and I chose to let him sleep.
apparently I just barely missed it. I woke up right after.
Yeah, you're like, okay, everybody, let's get together. I'm like, we did it. Sorry.
So, but we do have the cruise coming up next week.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff to get done the next
Indeed.
2 weeks before then, and a bunch of appointments. Max is getting his doing driver test.
Oh, yeah.
and Kate's having surgery, all this.
Getting a tooth out.
No, she's getting a tooth in.
I thought it was tooth extraction.
That's Sam. Kate has the tooth not there.
Oh.
She had a baby tooth and not an adult tooth, so she's getting an implant.
Oh, really? How did I miss that? Okay.
You're thinking of Sam, who's getting a tooth out,
Apparently.
but not till June.
Anyway, Dennis is the Keto Chow chai latte is spot on for me.
Nice.
I sent some to my family in California last week.
Yay!
Betsy says, "Have you seen The Chosen, Miriam?"
Oh,
Okay.
we love The
We just
Chosen.
started rewatching season 1.
Again, yeah. I've watched
Yesterday
it.
we watched Shabbat, which is fitting.
Yeah, I've watched it probably 3 times.
Oh, you watched it when you had COVID too. This is my
Yeah.
first time rewatching it.
Yeah, because I was quarantined in my room for 10 days.
Yep.
Nothing to do but sneeze and cry.
Teresa says, "I hope everyone had a good Mother's Day. My first one as an empty nester."
Isn't that weird? Well, happy Mother's Day.
And Jennifer
to you,
says,
too.
family enjoyed Keto Chow
Hi, Tracy.
Creamies yesterday, chocolate and pecan sticky buns, and an assortment of single bags for them to try.
Nice. Oh, you're so nice. Thank you.
Jackie changed her picture. Anyway, says, I was a Keto Chow glutton for Mother's Day. 2 pecan sticky bun stufflers with cream cheese filling, 2 minis,
sounds
and a
good.
4th of banana stuffler topped with
Holy
peanut
cow.
butter. Wow.
Amazing.
Visual Keto's here. Hi there.
Hi.
Let's see. And Alyssa and John says hi from Mississippi.
Hi.
Purple and Anonymous says, I'm glad of the time change. I get to listen in once in a while now.
Yay.
And Georgia says, good morning. I had my first delicious Keto Chow this morning. Love it. Ordered a subscription box.
Yay.
Awesome.
Oh, Gloria says, do y'all sing for birthdays? You betcha. Was
do.
it your birthday?
Oh, and I need a birthday song. I'm assuming that it's Gloria's birthday. So
Okay.
let's do it. 1, 2, 5.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Gloria. Happy birthday to you. Me going back and forth. Our children had their end of year concert.
Oh,
And
so cute.
in Bell's choir they were playing the La Di Da
What is it called?
La 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 la, life goes on. Anyway, and our son, it was going back and forth, dancing to it the whole time.
Oh my gosh, with his hips.
Whole time.
The whole time. The whole time. It was, and his buddy, so they were together, their hips were doing this.
Alan wants to know, is the egg white powder coming back? I think I've answered this question for you before, but if not, here we go again. The egg white powder, the problem is the cost tripled between the last time we ordered it and now. So we're not going to bring it back at triple the price. We're going to wait and see if it goes down. If it goes down, we will be bringing it back. So
there's that.
That's it right there. Bob says that he's going to update his recurring Keto Chow event calendar. Nice. Mike also likes peaches and cream and black licorice. Let's see. And Tracy says, I'm happy for you to get your exercise that you enjoy.
Thank you.
Let's see. Diane is here from Pennsylvania. And Teresa says, I need to try some new flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Platte River Keto says, our wonderful varied taste is why there's more than one flavored of Keto Chow.
That's right. That's right.
And Lynette is super excited for the cruise. Carrie says, so many children, so many teeth.
I know. It's crazy because we've gone to this oral surgeon. 1, 2,
So
3,
many
4.
times.
For 4 kids. 5 kids.
Audrey, Haley,
Kate, Max, and Ruth.
And Ruth. And now
Ruth
Sam.
And now Sam.
Back to Kate again.
Kate again. And then Ruth will have to go in again, possibly because she didn't get her wisdom teeth taken out. She got these other teeth taken out. She got 5 teeth removed, which I'm like, how do you get 5 teeth removed and still have a mouthful of stuff? 1 was a baby tooth, and 3 were different. So
I thought she didn't have teeth removed because she has gaps.
Most of them were baby teeth then. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
She didn't develop 3 adult teeth all in the same place. So we took out the 2 that corresponded with a guy at the place. Took out
some guy.
The 2 that corresponded with it, the new one and the baby one, and then all the baby ones to go with it.
Yeah.
So then the orthodontist just brought her teeth all forward.
Yeah. Turns out she gets to keep her wisdom teeth.
If they're not impacted. So we'll see when that time comes.
Jacques is also excited for the cruise. And Bertha says, I'm drinking maple waffle Keto Chow, my favorite from Florida. There you go. Bertha. And Mike is here from Magna. Love chai latte. I've never had chai, so I don't know what to expect.
Mike, are you coming on Saturday? We're doing our meetup.
That is true.
Saturday. Kim Martin is coming.
And there you go. That's something we want to talk about. I scheduled the live stream.
High five.
It will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Right.
On this Saturday. So the meetup actually starts at 5 o'clock p.m. Mountain.
Which is 7 Eastern.
Which is 7, but we're going to give people 30 minutes to kind of
wander around, grab some food. Or not food.
Well, in the past, I've accidentally, stupidly, scheduled the live stream to start at the same time as the meetup. And I'm like, that's dumb.
And then we have all the people waiting online for us to just wander around and talk to each other.
So it should be at the regular time.
7:30 Eastern.
I mean, 7, yes. It should be the time that's scheduled. I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. Anyway.
Good time.
Let's see. Mike says, I like the chai latte. So far, I've just drank it cold and warm, but I want to make it as ice cream.
I know, I do too.
Crystal says, I thought I was the only one who had a baby tooth still around as an adult. It finally came out, and I had to get an implant too. I was 25.
Yeah.
So our kids get all this from me.
Yeah, my teeth are great.
I had this tooth, this tooth
figure out which tooth
was on the roof of my mouth.
And so that's what Sam's getting taken out.
And so I had to, like, for whatever reason, it grew like in the center almost of the roof of my mouth. And so they had to go in there and hook a little loop on it. And then the orthodontist had to drag it along with the little chain and fit it into place. And it's in place now. Yeah. But our kids got that as a as a legacy.
I've never had braces. Although my teeth are a little bit crooked, see?
I had braces just before Miriam and I met.
No, I think.
No, I got him after we met.
Yeah.
Anyway.
While we were dating.
They took my braces off for our wedding.
And made a retainer with a fake tooth because he had a big hole right there.
Yeah, they're like, here, these will be great
cute.
for your wedding pictures. I'm like, wow, that's very nice.
I thought that was
They didn't
really
even
nice.
charge extra.
Yeah.
I think they don't have a lot of patients that are getting married.
Probably. They usually have these junior high kids, right?
My first time watching Harry Potter and the first one.
The junior high age one?
Yeah, and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh, okay. When they're 10.
Yeah, the very first one was actually at the orthodontist.
Oh.
I had never watched it before, and I was watching it because they had TVs up there. I'm like, should probably check this movie out.
Movie.
Anyway, Jackie says, yep, got rid of the tongue twister. There you go. Tracy says, I'm loving Keto Chow pancakes and find it easy and quick to go-to meal.
And you can make them ahead of time if you want and just pull them out.
Yep.
Right?
Lynette says, thank you so much for reformulating the large bags of chocolate toffee. I just got mine in a few days ago and had one yesterday. So the big change there was that we put back in the old magnesium.
Yeah,
For a time,
it's
the only magnesium that we were able to get a hold of was the magnesium chloride that we use in the magnesium drops.
Yep.
Because magnesium malate was not available. So it was a choice between either change magnesium, and then some people are able to taste that, and some people didn't even notice.
I didn't notice.
Or be out of stock of most flavors of Keto Chow for a couple of months. So we went with the former. Anyway, Gloria says, thank you. Dennis says, my mic has been briefly cutting out.
Oh, just a couple times before we sang.
It probably was peaking.
He probably was shouting so loudly. Chris has a big mouth.
I do. Big League Chew. Viewing more is here from Virginia.
Hi,
Welcome.
How are you?
Mike says the supply of eggs in the store has almost returned to normal.
Yeah. So we're thinking the egg whites will come down soon, hopefully.
Betsy wants to know, are we coming out with version 2.8 with the lower carb count on all the flavors of Keto Chow eventually?
Yep. Eventually. Yep.
Yeah, they're just rolling along as they run out of the old stuff, coming into the new stuff.
But the old stuff is not bad.
Yep.
It's just as funny because we say old because it's not, but it's not old, it's new.
And the difference is the older formulations had 5.6 grams of acacia gum per serving. The new formulation is 1 gram of acacia gum per serving. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's see, Carrie says, I will get to watch the stream for the meetup. Yes, you will.
Yes.
In fact, if you go on... Whoa.
Sorry, sunglasses in the way.
Low-carbevents.com.
You
go on lowcarbevents.com. Hey, look, I put up Kim's picture.
Oh, Kim's so cute.
And there is the link to the live stream. It is
not live.
Ready and waiting in 5 days.
Whoop, whoop.
At 5:30 p.m. my time.
My time.
My time. Anyway.
It should be fun. We love her. She has such good perspectives, too. So
Yeah.
I'm just so excited for you to hear her
Alyssa and
speak.
John say, yeah, my egg prices are at a yearly low this week. 15
Yes.
dozen for $28.
Nice.
All right. Keto in the Mist says, enjoyed 2 maple waffle Keto Chows over the weekend. First time I had one. I've never been able to wait
Cold.
that long. My favorite flavor.
I like
Nice.
that flavor, too.
Mike says, I really wanted to come, but it's weird. The last day of school for us. Oh, really? It's next
Yeah.
Monday. I have a church
That
meeting
is
scheduled
weird.
on Sunday and 2 activities. Hey, there
That's
you go.
okay. You do what you need to do.
Susan says, thinking and talking is complicated. I'm going to guess this. Betsy wants to know, is there going to be a chat on the live stream? Yes, I think I will have the chat enabled. I did turn it on last time because I got to a place where I was like,
Where
you
you
know
could
what? I could actually handle
Police
this.
it. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be turned on. Only subscribers will be able to chat, though.
Yes.
And don't expect me to answer questions.
That's
and don't
true.
expect the speaker to answer questions either.
Yes, because they do. Because
they won't see it.
have the live stream available to see.
Yep. Amelia says I had a tooth in the center of the roof of my mouth too. They pulled my. I was little. Yeah, there you go.
That's what they're going to do for Sam. But I think Sam just doesn't have space for it.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Okay, here's a good question for you.
Exactly.
Diana says, educate me. I can only have 10 carbs. Not sure where you're getting that from, but okay.
Well, that may be what you've decided, right?
Heavy
I'm doing
whipping
10
cream
carbs
has
right now.
3.6 carbs per 4 ounces, and 3 Keto Chows is 10.8 8 carbs, not counting what's in each Keto Chow. So if you are very, very low on total carbs,
Yep.
I would recommend not using heavy whipping cream. Use butter instead.
Yes.
Because it essentially has no carbs.
And you could only really have like 1 Keto Chow a day, and then pretty much
If you're
meat
doing
the rest of the
total
time.
carbs.
If you're doing total.
Because, for instance, here we've got blueberry pie. Blueberry pie has, 3.4 grams of total carbs, but it has 0.76 grams of non-fiber carbs.
Okay.
So it has 1 gram of acacia gum. It also has, a total of 2.6 grams of fiber, including acacia gum and xanthan gum.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you can choose to subtract that or not. Like, we totally support whatever you want to
Yep.
choose. But if you want to lower the total carbs, change out the heavy cream for butter.
Yep.
Or oil or beef tallow or whatever.
Yep.
And then you're pretty much going to have to just eat meat.
Yep.
Which I'm noticing because I'm doing 10 carbs and everything has a carb associated with it. So even when I eat eggs, I still have 1 carb. And so that adds up pretty quickly.
Yep. Josh Jackman is texting me.
Nice.
Let's see.
Oh, Crafty and Carnivores.
Says, I've never had braces either, but all 3 of kids have gotten them.
Yep. I could have benefited from braces. I actually had this tooth right here. You can't really tell, but it's further back than the rest. And then my bottom teeth are crooked.
Okay.
They overlap each other a little bit.
Teresa wants to know, how do you make pancakes? There's some recipes on our site. Joe and Rachel actually did a recipe of 2 Crazy Ketos, did a recipe video where they made pancakes with the
Peaches and cream.
If you just search YouTube for Keto Chow pancakes, you'll find a bunch of really great videos.
I think Christy Davis from the Keto Village did some too. You can make them more complicated or not so complicated, and then they're still good.
Let's see. Mike's is going to try to make it.
Yes.
Missed November, missed Amy. Carrie says,
okay.
so
Can't do
this
everything.
mountain right here, I think is Twin Peak, to be specific.
Oh, the one that we see more is the one right
Way
there.
over
that you
there,
can't
and that's
see.
Mount Olympus. And behind Miriam's head right now is Timpanogos. And good luck spelling that. Mike says, I made 6 chocolate toffee last night. Also made lemon, orange cream, and peanut butter.
Nice.
Summer ice cream, Moster shakes.
I need to make ice cream. I was going to do it all last week, and I just didn't get to it. Because sometimes we put ourselves last, right?
It's true. 2 Crazy Ketos is here. It says, hey, everyone. And Carrie says, yes, butter is the best.
It's
Now,
so good.
the issue with butter is
You have to melt it.
you have to melt it, and
And
it
then
takes
have
a
warm
little
water.
bit, it takes more time. So, and it's best to use a blender if you're going to do that as well. So.
Yep.
Let's see. Dennis says, Miriam, consider an oral surgeon who practices and promotes mewing.
Like a cat?
I guess so. Alyssa and John says, you get to eat meat,
Yeah.
right?
We've been going to the same oral surgeon for a while. I really like him. He does a good job. But I'll ask him what mewing is.
Okay. Well, Dennis says that he has a copy of the book
Oh,
Breath
okay.
by James Nestor. Let's
Thanks.
see. Carrie says, well, I'm going to go outside and start mowing the grass.
Yay!
Nice. Our son was supposed to mow the grass on Saturday. He did
Yeah,
not.
but that's okay. The grass isn't too bad. But our other son, poor thing, Sam, is having such bad allergies right now. He went to a birthday party
Yeah.
that had a dog at it
Oh,
because
oh,
they have
okay.
a dog. And then he has
Went
been
to
outside
Then he went to a dance and
doing soccer,
danced with girls.
danced with girls.
With
Like
a snotty
he
nose.
is, it's so sad. He's just like, poor thing. You gave him that too.
Yep. Alyssa John says, Timpanogos. Nope, that's not how you spell it. It's got more
That's really
O's in
close.
it. It is
does
really
have
close,
an
though.
extra. We just call it Timp a lot of times.
Yep. Bonnie says, do the recipes from the surprise boxes always go on the site? And if so, how long does it usually take? They do. Unspecified amount of time.
If we have them, then they do.
Yeah. So it usually it takes anywhere from a month to 3 to get them up on the site.
Yep.
Jody wants to know if it's better to use salted or unsalted butter.
Whatever your
Yes.
preference is. We use salted because we never buy unsalted.
We don't buy anything else. And I actually like the additional saltiness, so.
I love salt. I accidentally gave myself 2 servings of daily minerals today, but
Okay.
it was super good.
Okay. Angelica says, I can't wait to get my package. And Platte River Keo says, love seeing Mount Olympus on your live streams. Reminds her of home.
Yes.
Carrie says, I've gotten best results when measuring out the Keto Chow and then melt the butter and add hot water in the blender.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's perfect. Yeah,
So what I like to do is I like to have the blender. We're using a blender that you can turn way down, way down to super.
Blend not the blend tech, the Vitamix.
But I have the butter and the water blending, and then I can just pour the powder in.
Yeah, and then it doesn't get clumps.
It never sticks to the sides. It's great. Let's see. Okay, Lynette says, do you think Keto Chow CORE could be used to make pancakes? Does the fact that I have no dairy in it impact the final result?
Probably will be flatter for sure.
I have never used it.
Because
in cooking, actually.
The milk protein does give it more like of a body and texture. So I bet it would still taste good. It just would be flatter.
Yeah.
Try it.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. You could maybe it would be better for making like crepes with it because it would thin out so easily.
Yeah. Now, if you make chaffles with it, the eggs are going to make it puff up anyway.
Yeah.
And I think Joe and Rachel's recipe for pancakes, if I'm not mistaken, uses
an egg.
Well, it uses eggs, but I think it also has a little bit of baking powder in it.
Oh, it might. And it does have cream cheese in it, too.
I could be entirely wrong. I don't know.
We haven't made it in a long time.
Laura says, I use very warm water and put my butter in cold.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, and that melts the butter, the warm water does.
Joe also uses salted butter. Let's
Joe,
see.
do you think you could put your recipe for pancakes in here? Is he a moderator?
Yes. Yeah, he's a moderating influence.
He moderates.
Anyway. On Saturday, you had to run around with kids.
What was Saturday?
And we had gotten done with, we went over to my mom's house.
Oh, yeah.
And,
that's true.
Okay, so my dad is on a trip to Mallorca, Spain.
Yeah.
It's in the Mediterranean.
Jealous.
And he's doing a photography workshop
And he's sending us the best pictures ever. And I'm like, why am I not there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, so my mom wanted
one tree.
It's a pine tree, a little pine tree.
Yeah, a little tiny one.
Except it wasn't so little. It was little when I was a kid.
I mean, it was taller than us.
Yes.
But it wasn't as tall as the house. So it is still a little pine tree.
But she wanted one of the two that flank her doorsteps taken out. Well, bad communication. I took out the wrong one. She actually wanted both of them gone.
But it was a marriage contention problem. He didn't.
Yeah, my dad didn't want both of them. So
she ended up being
done.
happy because we took both trees out on
both
Saturday.
trees out, and I actually had all of the limbs gone and was cutting the trunk in half.
And I brought her out in the wheelchair, and she's like, "That's the wrong tree."
She's like, "I love you, Chris, but that's the wrong tree." I'm like, "Oops."
Sorry.
So I'm like, "Well, you should have put a big X on it," and we amputated the wrong limb.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's a problem.
So we took out the other one. And then we got back. You took Max to the store?
I took Sam to the store to get a
Sam
present for the birthday party, and then I took him to the birthday party, then I picked him up from the birthday party and took him to the dance.
Meanwhile,
so I did those things.
I got most of my presentation for the low-carb cruise done. Yay! We're talking about forms of vitamins, and one of the reasons why I couldn't sleep last night is because I was coming up with different stuff I needed to talk about.
You're like, I should write that down.
I did write it down, but the problem is at nighttime my phone goes into a grayscale mode, and a lot of times it's hard to work on it, which I think is kind of the point.
Yeah.
Unless I turn it off grayscale mode, off nighttime mode.
And then it goes beep,
and then it
wakes
beeps.
me up.
Yep.
You should not work on your phone at night.
Your alarm doesn't wake you up, but my phone beeping once.
Yep, that wakes me up.
It's just so
funny. Why don't
funny.
we just make your phone beep at me when I need to get up in the morning?
There you go.
I do get up. You just get up faster.
That's true. Alyssa John says, I pour through a strainer when I pour my chow from the Vitamix to eliminate the air bubbles.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Okay. I usually just pour it into... I do 3 at a time, and I pour it into 1, 2, 3, and then go back, and at that point, all the air bubbles are gone. Debbie says, I
just
don't
don't care
like
that much.
orange anything, but I got 2 packages in my mystery box and put some vanilla extract and cinnamon with some
Nice.
brown butter and made pucks, and I love them.
Oh, I'm so glad. See, you're thinking outside the box. You got something you didn't like. You made it into something amazing. I'm so
Diane
proud of
says
you.
the total carb count came from the calculator. Contact our customer service team. See if they can walk you through that. Lindsay's is here. Hey, y'all.
Hi, Lindsay.
I just realized y'all are live. Forgive me. Well, if it's any consolation, I'm probably going to miss tomorrow's stream at 11 because people keep scheduling meetings.
You have to mark yourself as out of office
Well,
if you want to
except-
be out of office. Sorry.
It's one of those prime spots where it's the Tuesday
It's not
11 o'clock
lunch.
slot.
It's a good spot for
It's
a
a
meeting.
good spot for, we didn't schedule this meeting ahead of time. We need to have this meeting right now. Let's
I
do
know. It's nice to be able to have that spot.
it. Yeah.
Because sometimes we need to do stuff, especially when we keep going out of town all the time. And
Because we
Yeah.
spent all last week at a conference, which
yes,
was really good.
It was really good.
Alan wants to go to Spain. I'll let you.
Let's go. Al.
Teresa needs to do a photography class. You both could have gone to my dad's class
Yeah,
thing.
he's amazing.
Debbie says, happy belated Mother's Day, Miriam.
Thank
I hope they
you. You
totally
too.
spoiled you.
Totally. Kate made me breakfast.
And
It was delicious.
Holly's husband, Steve, and I both got our respective wives a,
Not regular wives.
yeah, well, I got the pass for you to the thermal spa.
Thermocline.
No. the thing on the cruise.
The spa. The hot
Yeah.
spa.
Thermal suite. It's a thermal suite pass.
Yeah.
It's the place, we went and toured it last time, and it was like $25 a visit if you wanted to do it.
Yeah. And you go sit in chairs and sweat, right? Isn't that the thing?
Among other things, yeah.
Take
so,
a nap.
So yeah, you and Holly can go together, and then Steve can take a nap, and I can take a nap.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. Bertha wants some pancakes.
Sounds
Let's
like you just
see.
got yourself a present.
Mike says, lately I've been mixing with a hand blender in a 2-gallon measuring cup that I got from a
Nice.
restaurant supply store. It works quite well.
Nice. That's awesome.
Well, it says, any sound in the house will make a mom wake up at night.
I know.
Thought we've learned to tune out the alarm.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
When Audrey and Haley were babies, they had different pitches, which is funny because they sounded really similar. You could tell them apart,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you could tell them
After a while, when one of them was crying, you could tell who it was,
Yep.
even though they were exactly the same.
And then Joe says, Rachel can sleep through her alarm, but if I flush the toilet, it will wake her up.
Right?
That's actually why we literally don't flush
Yeah,
the
we don't flush
toilet
the
if you
toilet
have
in
to
the
go
nighttime.
in the middle of the night.
Because we're trying to be considerate to the other person.
Yep.
You just flush it in the morning. It's fine. It can wait.
Patty wants to know, how do you know when the version has changed on the different flavors? So,
Oh, yes. We have a geeky thing on the
well,
website
no, so,
for that.
I'm
Hey,
zoomed in way
chai
too
latte
far.
equals happiness.
Okay, so we're going to go here to shop. The orange cream is one that is a mixed. One of the
Okay.
flavors is one, and one of the flavors is another.
So where does it say
version.
on the thing?
It's
Oh,
covered
it's covered up. Oopsie.
But I think it's
well,
supposed to
if you
say
scroll down, isn't it on the front also? Or no?
right there. Please note that the nutritional information for this flavor differs depending on the size you select.
Yeah.
One size is newer formula, and unfortunately,
Well, if you
if you click
look
on
at
it,
the
if you click on it, it
Oh,
does
there.
it. So,
if you look at the total carbs, that'll be the difference.
so 3 grams for
Mm-hmm.
the single size
and
and 8 grams.
8 grams. So that has the more acacia gum in it.
Yeah, so it's
that's the
7.63
only
total
difference.
carbs versus 3.34 total carbs.
Yep.
So there you go. That's how you can tell the difference. So
Sorry, it's
eventually
a
they
little
will
hard.
all be updated.
Yeah, and pretty soon too. It'll be a matter of months, but it'll go fast.
Yep. And there is a version number, but before you order, it's hard to tell unless you look at the individual one. But the version number is on each package.
And that's see-through
2.8
because of the green screen.
is the new one. Let's see. Teresa Davis Bowling says, I'm new to keto and just received my first shipment of Keto Chow.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I have a blend jet, and how much liquid should I mix with an entire pack of Keto Chow? So a full serving of Keto Chow should work out to be somewhere between 24 and 28 ounces of total liquid, which is adding like 16 to 18, like 2 cups or more of water to it. So depending on how much other liquid, like heavy cream. Be aware with the blend jet.
Isn't the blend jet small?
Yeah, and it's the one that if you run it too long, it will whip, if you use heavy cream, it will whip it into butter. So you will get little chunks of butter if you use
So don't whip it too long. And if you wanted to, if you did less water to fit it in the blend jet and then turned it over, you could add water after.
Yes, you could.
So.
2 Degrees of Keto says, I keep a green 2 appointments meeting, but forget to put it in the calendar. Now I'm double booked tomorrow.
I hate that.
Dang it. That stinks. Dustin's here. Linda says, now I'm having FOMO about not going on the cruise. Well, you can go next year and take our place because we won't be going because...
That's right. We're going to a graduation of our 2 children.
Yeah, the low-carb cruise next year is literally during... Well, that and the... Hack Your Health. Oh, there it is.
The KetoCon, that's not called KetoCon.
So the low carb cruise next year runs from May 24th to June 1st. And what was KetoCon, but is now Hack Your Health, overlaps and is May 31st to June 2nd. So, but yeah, we can't go either one of those days because May 30th is Max and Ruth's graduation.
It's kind of important.
So. Yeah, kind of important.
I only do it once.
But we can still hang out, Lindsay. You can still,
You should come over here.
2 Degrees of Keto says, gum acacia is one of the only fibers that I don't worry about. The benefits of it outweigh the potential carbs.
We've even had some customers, say they would like the acacia gum higher, and they add it back in, and that's okay.
Lacey wants to know, is there a replacement ball for the blender bottles? Mine somehow disappeared. You can go on Amazon, and a lot of people sell just the ball things.
Oops, this is falling down.
Yep. And Lindsay says, we'll likely be at Hack Your Health next year. Because Lindsay is never going back to KetoCon.
That's what I heard.
Ever again. Which I thought that was a great video, actually.
It was too.
Myra says, am I the only one that uses an old-fashioned whisk? Works great, too. You should use one of the ones that has the crank. I, most of the time, if I'm mixing it up with heavy cream, I just mix it up in the shaker bottle. If I'm doing it with butter, I'll always use a blender, just because I'm doing 3 at a time, and I'm usually doing 5 or 6 batches.
Yep.
So I can just
you blow them pretty fast.
Yep.
When I'm making them, usually I'm just lazy and I make them in the blender bottle and throw them in the fridge. Okay.
And last Sunday, I made a whole bunch.
There's still a couple left.
There's still like 5 or 6 left.
And I just brought one for Kate and put it in the fridge.
Why did she not bring one herself?
She just forgot. She texted me after she got here and she's like, oh crap, I forgot my lunch.
Okay, I can appreciate that.
I'm like, okay, I got you back. I got you.
Okay. Kia Central says, Lindsay and her clickbait.
Clicky.
Well, here's the thing. Clickbait is unreasonably effective.
It is.
I tend not to use it, but Lacey says I've been using a whisk with the chocolate peanut butter. It's harder to use just the blender bottle. I love all the flavors. And Kia Miss says I missed the gym solely for the sauna. May have to use Dr. Barry's low-cost alternative solution. Is that where you just turn on the water and the shower and sauna?
Yeah.
Actually, oh my gosh. So a couple of years ago, one of our daughters needed to get a blood test. And when we went to LabCorp, and they tried to get some blood out of her, and it wasn't happening because she was cold and she was stressed, and it just wasn't happening. And so we went outside. I went with her. It was in the middle of the summer, and we sat in the car. Just sat in the car.
And started to sweat.
And she warmed up good. In the meantime, I had never, up to that point, I had never experienced sweating without moving. So I was sitting there in the car, and I looked down at my arm, and it just looked weird. Because there were all these beads on every sweat gland on my arms, on my entire body. And it looked really weird. Like goose flesh, but
Water.
And I was just like, that's weird. Anyway, all turned out good. She was able to get the blood test.
She got warm.
Yeah, Keto Simple says, you let your car sit in the sun for a few hours and just sit in the hot car. Yep.
Just don't fall asleep.
2 Crazy Keto says, Lindsay totally got me the towel. Got me too. I was like,
what?
Were we not good hosts? I thought she had a good time.
I thought she liked us.
What the heck? We did a great job.
Be friends.
Dennis says, Chris, when will you ever find time to make another fabulous Keto Chow commercial? So it wasn't so much finding time, but finding the money. Those were not free. I don't know that the advertising landscape is conducive to making
it's not the same as it was before.
Something like that anymore. So.
Lindsay
says, I usually don't either, but when Robin said that KetoCon was no more, the title just popped into my head. There you go. Debbie says you can sweat in Texas without moving. Right on. Well, and here's the weird thing.
Right now.
It also wasn't evaporating, which is
because in Utah,
sweat evaporates.
You just get dry because you just stand outside.
Yeah. You usually have a bit of a sheen on you.
Or inside.
But yeah, you never get giant droplets.
That's why I was having a hard time in Florida. Like, I get that humidity is so wonderful and great, but I have a hard time because I'm like, I can't ever dry. How do I dry? I don't know. I don't have a towel everywhere I go. I just don't.
And Purple of Nana says, yeah, the thermal sweet 7-day pass is 109. Yes, it was. Susan says, we used to have biometric testing at work. They'd keep it so cold in the room for the nurses, but it wasn't conducive for a blood draw.
Yeah.
Boy, whenever I go to donate blood,
I know they keep it cold.
It is so cold, especially if you're doing the mobile.
Yeah.
You get in there and I'm like, you're not going to get anything out of me.
Yeah. It's
like,
so cold.
it is like 60 degrees in here.
Could they just give me a blanket? Like, that would be helpful.
Keto Mama Michelle is here. Says hello, everyone. 2 Crazy Keto says, I don't consider that title clickbait. It was a good play on words and content. True clickbait titles have nothing to do with the content or the video. I agree with you on that. Yeah. That if it was actual clickbait, it would be misrepresenting itself, which it wasn't. It was
a play on words, right?
Anyway, let's see.
Pat loved the Mother's Day commercial. That was silly, huh?
Nice. Mike says there's a lot of short form videos from Keto Chow on Facebook lately. They've come up for me quite often. Also on YouTube.
Yep.
Betsy says
shorter works better.
Yeah. Betsy says I have so much scar tissue from having blood tests for 50 years.
Oh, gosh.
That they usually have to stick me so many times.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Keto Simple says, yeah, not truly clickbait, more of a play on words and emotion. Gotcha. Okay, well, I need to talk to...
Somebody.
I need to talk to our packaging supplier. So, anywho.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah, what did you want to say?
This is so...
amazing.
Silly. Okay, so I got in the car to drive here.
Yeah.
And I'm coming late because of water aerobics, blah, 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 right? I had no gas in my car.
Oh, because Kate took it.
It was below empty. And that car, like when you get below empty, it's like, it might as well be empty. Because you start driving and then it's like, bing, you're going to run out of gas.
It didn't show empty yesterday when we drove to church.
It wasn't. It was in between.
Oh.
Yeah. So the thing was, he drove to church, right? Which means I didn't see it after Kate had driven it up to the mountains and back.
Yeah, but it still didn't say.
No, it didn't say empty. It didn't. Okay. It's just, I know that once it gets to the E line, that means it won't be very long before the light comes on. It feels like you can have 3/4 of a tank for like freaking forever. But as soon as you get to the E, it's like, hold on, you got 5 minutes.
Okay.
Right? And for some reason, I don't like to get gas. Like, it just throws me off. I just hate it. I don't know why.
It's irrational.
It doesn't matter.
It's right?
Okay. and I was thinking about this, like, in the past when I've been talking to the kids, and I'm trying to get them to clean something up or something, I'm all, if I get home from work and I see these shoes on the floor, I'm going to be mad, right? That's what I used to say. I'm trying not to say that anymore because that's not very nice, right? Also, I don't want to tell myself I'm going to be mad because then I'm going to be mad. I want to tell myself I'm going to be happy so I can be happy, right? Okay. So I get in the car, I see the gas, and I'm like, I'm not going going to be mad. I'm not going to be mad. This is out of my control. I'm like, I could even make it to work and be back. That's 5 minutes, right? And then I would still have to do it when I went to pick up Sam from school, because I pick him up on Mondays because of Gamers Guild. I would have to deal with it at some point. So it's like, either I am not mad now and I just deal with it, and then I don't have to deal with it the rest of the day and it's okay, or I just decide I'm mad, right? I'm like, I'm not gonna let this ruin my day. It's fine. It's fine. And there's so many things that we do to ourselves. I was thinking about Mother's Day. Like, we always kind of, at least me, beat ourselves up on Mother's Day. Like, I'm not good enough. Why don't I do this? Why don't I do that? Blah, blah, blah. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. But there's so many things that we can do for our health and for our, ketogenic journey that can derail us so quickly. And we've got to try to get our mindset so that we're not mad. Like, I'm going to be mad. No, don't tell yourself you're going to be mad. Tell yourself you're going to be happy. Tell yourself you're going to be successful. Tell yourself, I'm going to eat this thing, and that's what I'm going to do because I am my advocate for myself, right? Yeah. So tell ourselves going into it or beforehand, so that when the gas comes up empty, you're not mad, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I just had that thought this morning. That's all.
Mike wants to know, are there any new flavors coming out soon? None to speak of. And Purple Lemon Non is glad to join today. Looking forward to meeting us on the low-carb cruise. Yes. And Mike says I only ask as a joke. I know, but I like pushing that button.
He made that button for you.
Teresa wants to know, will we bring back the grape flavor? We don't have any plans of bringing back the grape. I
don't think so.
At this time.
Grape is gross.
Keto Simple says, I check Chandra's car every week and I'll take it to put gas in it.
Oh, you're sometimes so sweet.
Put gas in Miriam's car, but I think she needs to get over it.
I know, I do. I need to get over it.
Too Crazy Keto says, thanks to Own Your Labs, I'm about to get a bunch of blood work for under $150. Yeah. Insulin, C-peptide, NMR lipoprotein, thyroid, testosterone, complete metabolic protein, and panel and A1C.
Yes.
Yeah. Too Crazy Keto says, I fill up when I get between a quarter and a half.
Yeah, that's what I try to do too.
Lindsay says that we're all some of her favorites. I'm glad I caught y'all.
You're so nice.
Good work. Got to go get work done today. Okay. Myra says, go electric with a charger in your own garage. I'm loving it. So
yep.
I have a plug-in hybrid electric. So that means that it runs on gas, it has a battery, and you can charge it from the wall.
Right.
Whereas a regular hybrid, you can only charge it by hitting the brakes. My car will go about 50 miles in the summer and about 25 in the winter before it has to be charged. The problem is, and it's great, I only have to put gas in it like hardly ever. We have a 8-passenger van that Miriam drives because we keep having all these edge cases where we have to transport 8 people because we used to be 8 people, now we are 6 people, but still.
The kids take it on dates.
The kids take it on. Nothing says a hot date like showing up in a minivan.
Yeah, that's like dented on the back because of the kids ran into themselves.
She did it herself. Anyway, so, and there is the Chrysler Pacifica.
Which wasn't really out when we were getting our van anyway.
Yep. Which is a plug-in hybrid electric, which is cool because it could do the whole go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Which would have saved us a ton of money.
A ton. But at this point, we already have the car. It's paid off.
Yep.
Let's just run it to the ground, and then we can get a different car later on. Anyway, Lindsay says, I'm going to be mad if y'all don't follow my directives. It's a hard phrase to stop saying to kids. Thinking about it, that puts a lot of responsibility on kids that's too heavy for them.
Yeah.
Yes, but could they just listen?
I know, but they're not in charge of your feelings. Like, you can still have them do the thing without getting mad. It's just hard.
Yep. Jody wants to know, will root beer 21 meal bag be coming back? It's been discontinued. The
root beer?
Yeah, the root beer float, because of the amount of sales of it, it just doesn't make sense to have it in the 21 meal bag anymore, unfortunately.
Root beer too.
So we do have on our website Keto Chow flavor availability, flavor status. There you go. So on this page,
Flavor.
it talks about, hey, we can't keep everything in stock all the time. And if you come, actually, I'll just search for root.
Root beer.
So root beer float is available in the single meal as a seasonal. The 21 meal is discontinued.
I love
it's
root
no
beer,
longer
though.
available.
I should make that
I
this
like
week.
it too. But unfortunately, it just doesn't sell very well.
Face blurry.
Okay. Tony says, we'll see you this Saturday at the meetup.
Yes,
Driving up with our
Tony.
camper. Nice.
I'm
Excited to
so
see and do
happy.
things in Utah.
Yay.
Dennis says, my baby sister has a thing about being exposed to those awful gas fumes. She's a bit more in control of her feelings about that. Now she will be celebrating her 47th on July 4th. Nice. Bubbles says, my boys had to drive the big dumb van when they started driving. Incentive for them to save money to buy a cool car.
Right. My kids don't care. They're just glad that they can drive at all.
And Purple Love Nana says, but you can get 21 singles for about the same price as the bulk big bag. Unfortunately, it's not the same price. So
right. It is.
The bulk bag, which is not available anymore,
Right.
is $90. If you get the Go Pack, it's $109.
Right.
Which we actually
Should probably take that down.
we need to take that down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So John, when you're watching this, remind me to tell the web team to take root beer float off the 21 meal bag.
Too bad, because it's delicious.
It's gone.
Everybody go buy root beer now.
Okay, Jackie says, I think my mom appreciated me having a Miata for my first car. Too small for anything, including anyone over 6 feet.
And you know what? Honestly, it's so much easier to drive a tiny car. Like, it's hard to drive a big car. And
It's true.
I mean, we have these big old roads and big parking lots and stuff, but everywhere else, like, parking, you're like,
Okay, well, we are going to take off. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will be on tomorrow night.
Yes.
At 9:15 p.m. Eastern. And we will also be on this Saturday. So
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Please come.
Bring a friend and get in free. Actually, it's free anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you all have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.